Good morning, ultimate hustlers and digital empire builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And today we're finishing up part two of a two-part series on 20 small money hacks that can make a huge impact in your finances. And if you stick around to the end of the show, I'm going to give you my secret to creating 5 streams of income from the one stream that you currently have right now. Yeah, we're going to create 5 streams of income from the one stream that you have right now. So do me a huge favor, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, ultimate hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities, and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally, or I've learned from, or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I'm, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the Black Biz Success Mastermind Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you're not familiar with the Black Biz Success Mastermind, it is a private group of Black entrepreneurs, aspiring Black entrepreneurs, and those who love, respect, and want to connect and network with Black entrepreneurs. To get your special invite, all you got to do is text the keyword mastermind to 314-866-4053. Again, text the keyword mastermind to 314-866-4053. We are today talking about 20 small money hacks with a huge impact. We're wrapping up a 2-part series that we started yesterday, where we gave you the first 8 or 9 or so of those, and we'll recap them today, but then we're going to give you the rest of the list. I need you to do me a favor, though. Comment in the chat where you're from. Let everybody know the name of your business and or your brand. Don't be ashamed. Don't be an undercover entrepreneur. You got to let the world know what it is you got going on. Just be respectful. Don't spam any links, anything like that. But definitely you want to know what you got going on. One major announcement before we get this party started today. I'm gearing up for my February Black History Month programming, and I really want to focus on Black activists, social activists, economic activists, political activists, also, of course, Black entrepreneurs. And if you know any of these folks, put them in touch with your boy, and I'll see if we can't get them booked on the show. I'm going to see if we can't get Dr. George Frazier to come hang out with us. I would love to get Dr. Boyce Watkins, also Dr. Claude Anderson. So if you guys know any folks like that or any folks of their caliber, I would love to connect with them. So let them know to be looking out from an invitation from your boy so we can get them on the show. We start every show here on the Cortez Hustle Show with a quote of the day. So do me a favor, comment in the chat your favorite quote. I'm going to give you this one from the great Jim Rohn. And it says, poor thinking is what keeps most people poor, not poor work habits. I'm going to run that one back because y'all got to get that. Poor thinking is what keeps most people poor, not poor work habits. Believe it or not, man, people have learned to work extremely hard, right? But it's not their work habit that's keeping them poor. It's their thinking, what they think and how they think is what's keeping them poor. In fact, I had a very rich mentor of mine tell me one time, he said, Cortez, if you work hard for every dollar that you make, that's a sign that you're financially illiterate. I said, wait, what? But I'm supposed to work hard. He said, listen to me carefully. If you work hard for every dollar you get, that's a sign that you're financially illiterate. And then it hit me. I'm not supposed to work hard for every dollar. Yes, I have to work hard for some of them, but I better learn how to put them to work for me. And it's that thinking that we got to work for everything that we get. No, you got to work to get the ball rolling, but then you use the blueprint, right? The formula, cash, asset, cash. Every time you get your hands on some cash, you buy, build, or invest in an asset that's going to bring you more cash. And eventually, the assets that you own will make more money for you than you ever could with your labor. So it's not poor work habits that keep people poor. It is poor thinking that keeps most people poor. And again, that's a quote from the legendary Jim Rohn. And today's quote is brought to you by our good friends over at Open Arms Wellness. Ladies and gentlemen, mental health is incredibly important. We know that as adults, but sometimes our teens are going through mental challenges above and beyond what normal teens are going through. And sometimes they need someone to talk to. So I put a link in the comments to Open Arms Connect, or basically it is a form that will allow you to match with a counselor, right? So click that link in the bio or give them a call at 314-329-4326. Again, that's Open Arms Wellness, 314-329-4326. Amazing group of counselors. They specialize in teen counseling, young adult, and they also do some couples counseling and family stuff as well. So do not continue to let that negative stereotype of Black people don't see counselors and things of that nature. No, it's okay to talk to people when you're going through, but also when you're riding high, it's okay to talk to people, to professionals, to stay on that same wavelength. So today we're talking all about money hacks that can help, small money hacks that can make a huge impact in your bottom line. If you have not already, smash that show button, ladies and gentlemen. But I also love the show to be engaging. So let me know what you got going on. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. If you're building something amazing, we want to shout you out for that, because I know if you're an entrepreneur, it ain't an easy thing. So I like to create an environment where entrepreneurs can feel good and get praised and rewarded, even if it's from another fellow entrepreneur. So I'm gonna give you the first 8 of these really, really quickly, and then we're gonna move on. Number 1, put your savings on autopilot, right? Set up with this digital technology and the digital age that we live in today. It's very easy for you to set things up to have money going from your checking account to your investment account every time you get paid, right? It says saving in the article. I think that's one thing that I forgot to do is put the article in. So this article is from lifehack.org, and they provide some great, great content. You guys know I've shared a few of their articles with you guys as well, but they have some great content for life hack in all areas of life, not just finances, right? So when you automate your saving, and I like to say automate your investing, unless you are trying to build an emergency account where you need to have access to that money pretty readily, you should not be saving, people. Robert Kiyosaki is famous for saying savers are losers, right? And a lot of people took it as an insult, but no, he was saying savers. When you're trying to save money and a bank only, you will lose your money. You are a loser. You're losing money because banks no longer pay interest greater or equal to the rate of inflation. So the more you save, the longer you save your money, the more you lose, right? So automate your investing. Number two, make a meal plan. A lot of people laughed at this one yesterday, but it is true. I am a witness, right? Plan your meals so that you can shop accordingly. And we all know that those who shop from a list tend to stick closer to their budget than those who freelance, right? And I'm going to give you this one for free, right? Drink your 20 ounces of water before you go to the store. Why? Because if you drink water, that's going to fill your stomach, and now your eyeballs won't be big. You won't be picking up everything in the store, even though it's not on your list. Number three, plan your meals around sales, right? You can get the sales paper on Sunday, see what's on sale, plan your meals, go shopping, save a little money, clip your coupons, do that kind of thing. But it allows you to be more organized with what it is that you're doing around your meals. Number four, drink more water. A lot of people don't understand this, but science has shown that the thirst sensation and the hunger sensation are very similar. And most people eat when they're thirsty. I'm saying it again. Most people eat when they're thirsty because the hunger sensation and the thirst sensation is very similar. So basically, one hack to save money is to drink water in restaurants instead of buying the $4, $5 sodas. That's number one. But also drink your 20 ounces of water before you go sit down in a restaurant. I promise you, you'll order less food, right? And then also, before you get ready to fix yourself something to eat, before you grab a snack at the job, drink your 20 ounces of water. And then wait 15 to 20 minutes and see if you still want that snack. Most times you will not, because the thirst sensation and the hunger sensation are so similar. A lot of people, majority of people, eat when they're thirsty, right? Number five, set an automatic budget. There are plenty of free services like Mint and Personal Capital that allow you to link your accounts and automatically track your budget. If you're not one for spreadsheets and inputting numbers, this is for you, right? We're talking about money hacks, small adjustments. Now, I say small because once you get them rolling, they are small. You set them and forget them, but it's not going to be easy in the beginning to create the new habits. You have to do something consistently for 21 to 30 days in order for it to set in as a habit. That part is not difficult, but these are small changes that can have a huge impact on your finances. Number six, set a plan to pay off debt. This is incredibly important. A lot of us want to pay off our debts. We're saying we're going to pay off debts. We're saying we're going to put a little extra money on the credit card bills every month, but we have no plan. There's no strategy, right? A plan to pay off debt would be, hey, I am currently paying $150 for cable every month, for instance. I'm going to reduce my cable package by $50. So whatever channels I can get for $100, that's what I'm going to take. I'm going to take the other 50 that I was paying to the cable company, and I'm going to use that to pay off a credit card. That's a plan. And you do that every single month and see how fast you can get that credit card payment down, right? The other thing that you can do, I gave you guys a reference. You can look up my man, Denzel Rodriguez, right? He's an amazing personal finance coach and debt relief. He teaches the velocity banking method of getting out of debt, right? You can also follow someone like a Dave Ramsey. He's big on the debt snowball method. If you stick around to the end of the show, I'm going to give you a strategy that's going to allow you to snowball that debt even faster. And if you combine debt snowballing with velocity banking, oh shoot, man, it is game on. Number seven, get a second job. I've always been taught that two jobs are for two people. You don't have to get a second job, but you might have to get you a side hustle. right? We talked a lot about various side hustles that one could participate in. You could drive. You could literally put your car on an app like Turo or Hire Work. I forget the other one, but there's another one that's pretty popular as well. So if you don't have a fancy car, you just got a practical car, where you can still put that on a car sharing service or a personal car rental service app, and people can rent that car and they can run errands and things of that nature. So if you are a homebody or you got a second car that's sitting around doing nothing, what? Put some insurance on that thing and put it on one of those apps. You can be making $50 to $100 every single day renting that thing out, right? So imagine you got a second car and you put that thing on an app and renting it out, and you're making $50 to $100 per day. Let's just say it's $50, and you only rent it out on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? So people can do some Instacart, or they can do some other delivery services in your car. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that's $150 per weekend, right? That is $600 per month. Then you take that $600 and you put it on your bills, right? So figure out a second hustle, figure out a side hustle. Mark, my man, I see you in the building out of Los Angeles, California. It is early out there, man. So I always appreciate a hustler getting up early, getting off, and getting to it, right? Makes me think of a saying that I heard Steve Harvey say on one of his motivational talks. He said, man, you can't afford to sleep till 9 o'clock when you live in California, right? You get up at 9 o'clock in California, the stock market has been open for 5 hours or something like that. It's like, man, that's something to think about. That is something to think about, right? So get a second job or start a side hustle is number 7. Number 8, challenge everything. Challenge everything, right? I challenge you to print out your bank statements for the last 90 days. And I challenge you to sit down with your significant other or whoever you share these financial responsibilities with, even if you're children, right? I would challenge you to sit down, if you got children in your home, bank statements 90 days, and go over those bank statements line by line with your children. You'll be amazed at what you actually spend your money on. I know you think you spend your money on certain things, but when you see it in black and white, it hit a little different, right? So when we say challenge everything, look at everything line by line and challenge whether or not you really need it. Challenge whether or not you really need it at that level. I'm just looking at my Zoom account. I pay 60 something bucks for Zoom, and I don't even use the webinar platform anymore. So I'm cutting out $54 a month just on that one bill right there, saving me over $600 per month, per year, right? Challenge everything on that statement. Do you really need it? And if you need it, do you need it at that level? Can you get it somewhere else for a smaller price? That was number 8. Number 9 is where we're going to pick up. We're going to go 9 through 20, but right now we got to get into some 1-minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. If you're new to the show, 1-minute motivation is where I play a short motivational clip, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so, some great compilation of motivational speakers. And I want you to comment your takeaways or jot something down that speaks to you. What you write on the line stays in your mind, gives you something to marinate on for the rest of the day. And I'm going to give you a couple of my takeaways as well. So let's get into 1-minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Want them to go, not in the direction that they're telling you to go. In other words, you can literally choose to seize the day, or you can let the day seize you.
Nothing works the first time. When you try something new, it probably won't work.
Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
Every time you lose at something, you're one step closer to winning the next time. The difference between successful people and not successful people, let's call it that way, are people give up. People wake up every morning, they have doubt, they have fear. They lose in a Ferrari race or they lose in a race, and then they just give up. The hardest thing in life to learn is to lose. Winning's easy. You win, you're happy, you get a high five, your friends are happy. It's your ability to take a loss, get up the next day, dust yourself off, and keep going.
This isn't about playing basketball like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade. There's guys in the NBA that never gonna play basketball like them. This is about being able to think like a champion, know what goes on in their heads, understand how you can relate it to your business and whatever you do to take yourself to the next level. Remember, the mind controls the body does not control the mind. What makes these guys special and successful in everything they do is not their physical gifts, it's their mental toughness. They have the ability not to think when everyone else is thinking.
Whoo-wee, man, did y'all pick up that different definition of what mental toughness is? He said, mental toughness, these guys are mentally tough because they have the ability to not think what everybody else is thinking. I don't know if you guys realize it or not, but we have been programmed to think like losers. I hope I don't offend anybody. I hope I can be honest and we can still be friends, right? We have literally, over the course of our lives, been trained to think like losers. And whenever we run across someone who thinks like a winner, we call them arrogant, because they have the audacity to have the confidence to believe that they can accomplish a thing. Can I speak frank and we still be friends, right? Winners have the mental toughness, the ability to not think like everyone else thinks. Wow, I had never heard that definition of mental toughness before, but it's going to stick with me. It's going to stick with me. You have the choice to seize the day or let your day seize you. I'll tell you, my life has gradually improved in virtually every area since I took control of my morning routine. I'm telling you, I'm a living testament. I put together a morning routine, and I just added something to it after rereading Think and Grow Rich again with the Black Mastermind group out of Kansas City. I joined a business incubator program, and we're reading the book again, even though I just read it in December. And now I'm writing my definite chief aim for the next 90 days in business. I'm writing that every morning because, according to Napoleon Hill, you read it twice at night, you read it twice in the morning, and it's going to get into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is literally going to bend the universe to bring you the resources that you need to pull that off. So I'm writing it every morning, and then I read it twice, then I read it twice at night, right? Take control of your morning so you can seize the day. If you don't fail, it's because you're not even trying. That was Denzel's voice. I know that. The hardest thing in life is to learn to lose and take the lesson. Winning is easy, right? Everybody knows how to react and respond to a win. You get excited, right? But how do you handle a loss? How do you handle a loss and allow that loss to prepare you and propel you to win the next time? Ladies and gentlemen, that is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Personal Branding 365. If you are an entrepreneur, solopreneur, network marketer, sales associate, you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're maybe an insurance agent, real estate agent, and you're trying to figure out this social media thing. When I tell you I poured my heart and soul into this ebook and the bonuses that come with it, you're going to be amazed at how simple it is to apply some simple strategies that will have you dominating social media. Right now, at the time of this recording, go to personalbranding365.com and you can get a copy of this ebook for $7.95 with over $400 worth of bonuses. Again, go to personalbranding365.com and grab yourself a copy if you're trying to dominate social media, if you want to attract your ideal prospects convert them into raving fans and paying customers on autopilot. That's what you're going to learn in personalbranding365.com. I've literally done this over the last 7 years. You guys see the stats on this page. If you're on the Financial Health Mentor page, there's over 120,000 followers on this page. I built a solid monthly residual income by attracting people to me that I want to work with. And I want to teach you how to do that same thing. Now, let's get through these other 12 small money hacks that will make a huge, huge impact. If you've gotten any value from this already thus far, then do me a favor and hit that share button. If you're listening to this on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart, wherever you love to listen to podcasts, make sure that you rate, subscribe to the feed, right? Number 9 on the list, compare insurance rates. When was the last time you checked insurance rates? This is something you should do annually. The cheapest isn't always the best, but usually you'll find that you can get some coverage for less money if you shop around. Once a year, take a look at all of your insurance policies, call around, go online and see if you can find better rates, right? You got to think about not just insurance, but do this with everything. With everything, you should be comparing prices, right? I'll tell you one thing that you can't beat, right? Shameless plug coming, be prepared. If you compare prices of the Black-Beard Success app, the online software that brings your marketing and operations of your business under one roof, you're not going to find a better price on that. I can guarantee you that, right? Number 10, use coupons wisely. There are primarily 2 crowds when it comes to coupons. The first crowd says coupons aren't worth the time you spend cutting them out. The second crowd says coupons are always worth it because they save you money. However, there exists another crowd, the savvy couponers. Be discerning with coupons. It may be practical for you to spend hours each week cutting them, but you should be on the lookout, or it may not be practical for you to spend hours cutting them, but you should be on the lookout for coupons that save you a lot of money. I'll give you a hack right now. I'll give you a hack right now. When you check out anywhere, always ask the checker, do you got a coupon you can apply for me? That's a simple hack. Always ask the checker, do you have a coupon that you can apply for me? A lot of times they have a coupon or coupons laying right under their cash register, and they can just pull that thing up and scan it and take a few dollars off, right? A lot of them do that. If you've ever been, especially the department stores, when they have big sales going on, just a way of giving good customer service, a lot of times the cashiers will have those special deals and those coupons where they'll take that $10 off for you. Because if you're in the store and you don't know that they're giving you $10 off anything you buy that day, they'll just go ahead. If you ask them, they'll, oh yeah, I got it right here, and boom. It's just one hack, right? Now, you can check out other services like Groupon and Living Social to look for coupons every time you're about to spend some money. So that's another great hack, right? Hey, Tialina in the building from Houston, Texas. Good morning. Glenda, I see you. Good morning. Our resident Mary Kay rep is in the building. Welcome to the stream, right? Number 11, review your card statements, right? Review your card statements. Whether you use a credit card or debit card, review your statements each month. It's not uncommon for random or bogus charges to appear on your account. We're talking simple things. Now, the first time, the second time, the third time, it's not going to come natural to you, but put this in your daily habits, right? Top of the morning to you, I see someone posting from one of the Facebook groups, but it doesn't give me your name when we're live. So if you comment your name, I'd love to shout you out. And shout out the name of y'all business, people. Stop just saying what's up and good morning without saying what you do. Let me give you a lesson one-on-one on networking. It's not who you know. It's not who knows you. It's what they know about you. There's a reason that I'm able to call Glenda our resident Mary Kay specialist, right? Because she's commented the name of her business and what she does enough times that I associate Glenda with Mary Kay. Just like you should associate Black-Beard Success or Personal Branding 365 with me. shout out your business, man, so people know what you do, right? You never know if somebody watching this stream, hearing me shout you out, might want to reach out to you. I'm just saying. That's my girl, JP, CEO, founder and owner of Unheard TV, and a few other things. I love it, love it, love it. So review your credit card statements. You never know. There might be some things on there that shouldn't be. Number 12, start an emergency fund. Right? Not going to be easy, but it can be done and it's worth it. And remember, if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you a solid way to put all of this stuff into action. So make sure you stick around for that. Start emergency fund. Emergency funds are something you should set in place to avoid using a credit card in the event of an emergency. When a crisis hits, you don't want to turn to a credit card or a pile on debt, or in our community, we're turning to things like payday lenders and sometimes loan sharks, which is the street version of a payday lender and all kinds of stuff, man. No, make sure you start building you an emergency fund, right? Number 13, use the 30-day rule. What's the 30-day rule? Some of y'all gonna hate me for this one, but here we go. When you're considering making a large purchase, use the 30-day rule. If you still want it just as much after 30 days, consider making the purchase. Often you'll find that you no longer care about whatever it is you wanted, right? This eliminates spontaneous purchases made out of excitement or emotion, right? This literally, like, use a 30-day rule. Man, that flat screen looks so good. Just walking by the TVs in Best Buy, and went there to get me some headphones, and the flat screen looked good. Man, let me go ahead and swipe this credit card and grab that thing. Nope. Give it 30 days and see if it still look as good. See if you still want it. Chances are you don't. Chances are you won't. Super Bowl will already have passed, right? They sell more TVs the week of the Super Bowl than any other time. They sell so many TVs the week leading up to the Super Bowl that they don't have to sell another TV for the rest of the year. I'm telling you, the week of the Super Bowl and Black Friday, they sell more TVs on those 2 days, for those 2 events, that they don't have to sell TVs for the rest of the entire year, right? So use the 30-day rule, people. If you're about to make a big purchase, give it 30 days and see what happens. You also might find that 30 days later, it might be a little cheaper. That's how fast our economy is winding. That's how fast inflation is impacting things. Number 14, take it down a notch. Set your thermostat 1 degree cooler or warmer, depending on the season you're in. You will barely notice the difference, and a month later, you can do it again, since you will be fully adjusted to the new temperature. Right now, good luck selling this one to my wife. Right, I think she gets it from my mama. They literally have to have it cold everywhere they are. Right, when I first came into this family, I'm like, hey, people, what's going on in here? Like, it's an ice box in here, right? But some people are like that. So we're just talking about just making some slight adjustments, right? Any one of these things, you will see the impact over the course of the year. But when you start adding and compounding these things one on top of the other, now you go from saving a few $100s per year to saving a few $1,000s per year. And we talked yesterday about lost opportunity cost, right? Lost opportunity cost. You put $1,000, right? Let me say it this way. In my hands, a basketball is worth about $26, right? What it costs in the store to get a good one. You put that same $26 basketball in the hands of a Steph Curry, and it's worth millions. Lost opportunity cost says, I have all of this extra money, but if I don't become financially literate, then it's not really benefiting me. And this is where you talk to a professional, because you put that extra $1,000 in the hands of someone who knows what to do with it, they can make you extremely wealthy over time. Leave it in your hands, and I don't know, you might just leave it in your savings account and earn less than 1%. I'm just saying, it's okay, right? We are quick to turn to a professional for everything else. We go to a professional for our hair. We go to a professional for our car. We go to a professional when we want to go out to a nice restaurant. We go to a professional for everything else. And when it comes to our money, we all of a sudden can't afford professional help. I'm just saying, people. No judgment here. I'm just saying. Number 15. Don't replace, repaint. Don't replace, repaint. If you're planning to replace an item in your home, such as an appliance, cabinets, or bathroom components, consider painting before you replace them. We're talking little things that can save you a ton of money. Now, some of y'all, let's be clear, will make a bigger mess trying to repaint something than you would replacing something, and it would be cheaper for you to replace it. But I want you to be cautious of that mentality. That's the mentality we have been trained to have. Just throw it away and get a new one. Did you guys know there's something called planned obsolescence? I'm looking at a printer right here that I use for my printing needs whenever I have to print something at home, right? I watched as a guy talked about breaking down a printer, and within that printer, he found the chip that literally caused the printer to malfunction after a certain amount of uses. So no matter how well he took care of the printer, no matter what he did, that printer had planned obsolescence built in. So it was designed to only work but so long, and we've been trained that when something breaks, because it was inexpensive, we don't go to get it fixed. It costs more to get something fixed than it does to buy a new one, so we just go buy a new one. All of that was by design, y'all. All of that was by design. They hiked up the prices of repair on everything so that you would say, no, we just gonna get a new one. Right? Think about how quickly your insurance adjuster can say your car is totaled. Think about it. Get into a minor fender bender, and they'll tell you some stuff shift around, and your car is now totaled because it's going to cost you more to fix it than it is to get a new one. I just don't know how true that is. Like, the motor is still good, the transmission is still good, radiator's busted, frame a little bent. Yes, if I went to get a new frame, it will cost me more to get it fixed. But do I need a new frame to still ride this car with the motor? Like, we're trained to throw things away and get a new one versus dealing with what we have, right? Number 16, we're talking micro hacks. If you have not already, hit that share button. If you don't already subscribe to one of the podcasting places, even if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, do me a favor. Go over to iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Music, Amazon Music, wherever you like to get podcasts, and search out the Cortez Hustle Show and leave us a review and subscribe, man. That really helps the program out, right? Number 16, know your options. Home Depot and Lowe's aren't the only places to buy home items, just like Best Buy isn't the only place to buy electronics. Know your local and online options. We almost all know to look online before deciding on a purchase, but you may also be surprised at your local options. Overstock, wholesale, and liquidation stores are a few of the places you should check out. Sure, they're hit or miss, but when you find some deals that save you hundreds of or thousands, it would all be worth it. Know your options. Hey, Michelle, good morning. Drop the name of your business and or your brand, Michelle. Do not just come on this stream and say good morning and not tell the people who are enjoying this program with you a little bit about what you do. Just don't post any links. I would appreciate that. Number 17, keep up with maintenance. Now, I will tell you, my mama calls me the car killer, right? I done had a car burn up. I done had a car motor go out. I had I think those are the two. I think I had 2 or 3 cars motor go out, right? She said, boy, you are hard on cars. Wow, because I didn't keep up with the maintenance, right? Maintaining your home and your vehicle can save you thousands of dollars down the road. Regular oil changes, replacing air filters, and checking tire pressure will all lead to savings in the future. Likewise, replacing your home filters, being aware of issues, and quickly making needed repairs will save you some serious cash. I'm telling you, people, being aware, paying attention is huge, right? It's huge. I had a little problem with my van that I ignored over time, and that little problem became a big problem, i.e. motor gone. Motor gone, right? Number 18, reduce your interest rate. Reduce your interest rate. If you have credit card debt, you know interest can be a killer. Call your credit card company and ask for a lower rate. You don't need some amazing reason to convince them. Many companies will simply lower it because you asked. You have not because you asked not. Right? Reminds me of a Steve Harvey quote. He said, man, listen, God is in a blessing business. He said he had to learn to up his ask, right? I gotta be careful when I say that, right? It could sound like something else. He said he had to learn how to up his ask. He's asking a God who controls the entire universe for menial things. He's asking a God who's in control of everything, who owns all the cattle on all the hills. He's asking that God for things that are not specific, things that come from a small mind. He said, when I upped my ask, God upped his give. Imagine that. Just saying, people. Call your credit card companies and ask them to lower your rates. And sometimes if they say no, say, okay, close the card. Oh, wait a minute, let me get you to our retention program. And they'll put you in line with somebody in retention, and retention is more likely to comply. Number 19, give up the expensive habits. Even if it's just temporary, y'all, because I can see some of y'all rolling your eyes right now. I got to get my hair done every week, Cortez, my nails and my feet too. Listen, I'm just saying, temporarily, maybe I'm going to cut back. If you're trying to save money, your habits may be working against you. For example, the cost of cigarettes and alcohol can be insane. If you don't want to completely cut it out, try cutting back. Smoke 1 less pack of cigarettes each week, and you can save as much as $40 a month. Simple stuff. Simple stuff. Right? Number 20. This is a good one. And then I'm going to give you guys the real game here in a second. All right? So hang with me. Number 20. Get paid to spend. Maximize your credit card rewards. By using the right card for your purchases, some cards offer 5% cash back on gas, while others offer 6% cash back on groceries. Credit card rewards are a great way to earn while you spend, which in return saves you money if, and only if, you have the discipline to pay those jokers off every month. Because this is the trap. I'm going to give you cash back to use the card, and I'm hoping when you max the card out, you only pay the minimum so I can collect interest on you forever. Right? But if you have the discipline to pay your card balance in full every month, then it makes sense. In fact, I heard one wealthy guy say he never uses his own money. And he teaches his kids to only use credit cards. Never use your bank debit card. Why? Because when you're using a credit card, you're putting the bank's money at risk. When you use a debit card, you put your money at risk. Now, fortunately for me, this has never happened. But I know people who had their credit card or their debit cards compromised, and now they got to go fight to prove that it was fraud. And while they're fighting to prove that it is fraud, their accounts are locked up. Their money was at risk. Now their money is frozen and they got rent to pay. On the other hand, you let some fraud take place with your credit card and you call their fraud department and say, man, that wasn't me. They're going to say, okay, we're going to cancel that card, Mr. Springer, and get you a new one out in the next 24 hours. Because they got insurance. You're not concerned. You're going to cancel that card, send you a new one. Within 2 days, everything's back to normal. And you didn't put any of your money at risk. I'm just saying, it takes discipline to operate this way. But if you think about it, I pay all of my life's bills on a credit card. And then all of the income that comes into my house, I take and put that on and pay the credit card bill with that. So my personal bank money is never at risk because I'm always using the bank's money via credit cards. And if you're paying the whole balance every month, you're not paying any interest for doing it. Risk-free using other people's money. But it takes a mindset shift to understand that. Speaking of mindset shift, let's give you some real game today, right? We're talking money hacks. And some of you guys are not going to want to hear this. Most of you guys are already entrepreneurs who listen, but you can share this with some of your non-entrepreneur friends, right? The real game being played in America is business and landowners versus everyone else. That's the real game being played in America. Business and landowners versus everyone else. And here's what the difference is. There's two sets of tax codes in this country. There's a set of tax laws and codes written for business owners, landowners, and investors. And there's a set written for everyone else, i.e. employees, right? If you want to create one of the biggest money hacks of all times, you, my friend, need to learn about this tax code. You, my friend, need to get on the other side of it. One of the greatest positions to be in this economy is to be an entrepreneur with a solid, legitimate business and have a full-time job at the same time. Here's why. I told you we'll talk about turning one income stream into 5. Right now, you work your job, and that's cool. That is putting food on the table and, taking care of your basic necessities. If you add to that job a legitimate tax-paying business, right? I got to emphasize that because a lot of times we go into business and we immediately think, well, I'm getting paid cash, so this is money that I don't have to pay taxes on. While that is true, you are missing out on access to the number one wealth building tool in the entire world, which is the United States tax code, in my opinion. So while you're saying, Cortez, I made $2,000 this year cutting grass and shoveling snow, and I didn't pay any taxes on that. I would argue that while you made $2,000 and you didn't pay any taxes on that, you missed out on $12,000 to $15,000 in tax deductions had you reported that you had that business. I'm just saying, people, you got to learn the rules so that you can play the game. And when you play the game, you play to dominate. So here's how one income stream becomes 5. I started a business, one in particular that I'm going to operate from my home because I don't want you to go get a ton of other expenses. You start a business, you're going to run that business from your home. I showed you guys yesterday my home studio, right? This is a spare bedroom in my house. takes up about 20% of the living space of this small house that we rent. It's just my wife and I, and one of my sons live here. So we don't need a large footprint, right? So this takes up about 20% of the room living space in my house. What does that mean? That means 20% of my rent every single month is a tax write-off. 20% of the lawn care expense that I have for this house is a tax write-off, even if I contract with my son's business to cut the grass. Oh, wait a minute. I think I might be giving up too much game this morning. Even if I contract with my son's business to cut the grass, if he has a legitimate lawn care business and I pay him to cut the grass, $40 a month, 20% of that $40 a month is a tax write-off times 12. I'm just saying. So the first thing that you're going to do when you start a home-based business, you're going to go to your HR department and you're going to ask them for your tax withholding certificate. When you have a business, a lot of our employees don't know this, you are on the same level as the company that you work for from a tax standpoint. So they will take less taxes out of your check. Usually that results anywhere from a $300 to $600 per month pay increase in your take-home pay, because those taxes stop coming out. Now, let me say this. In order to play this game, you got to take it seriously. Get your business registered and all of that kind of stuff. Talk to a business attorney about how to do that. Talk to a tax professional about all of this stuff. I'm not trying to give you tax advice, right? I'm just saying what I know, right? So you get your tax withholding certificate. You adjust it to reflect that you're a business owner. That's going to increase your take-home pay anywhere from $300 to $600 per month. Now, it's not about how much you make. And on the contrary, it's not about how much you keep either. It's about what you do with what you keep. So we're talking money hacks that will have a big impact. Starting a home-based business increases your take-home pay $300 to $600 per month. That's a big impact. Say it's just $300 a month, right? And I didn't mean to say just, because Grant Cardone says never put the word just or only in front of money. Say your increase in take-home pay is $300 a month. You take $100 of that a month and you set it aside to invest. You take another $100 of that every month and you set it aside for your emergency fund. And you take the third 100 and you start paying down your debt. So already, just by starting a business, our finances are starting to improve, because we got an instant pay increase in our take-home pay of $300 per month. And we're starting to build an emergency fund. We got $100 going towards an investment portfolio, even if it's your 401k on your job, right? And we got an extra $100 every month that we're paying down some debts with, right? You guys tracking, right? Now that extra $100 is going towards our debt, what is that doing for our credit? You take that extra $100, paying it towards your debt, focusing on the high revolving credit card debt. Now your credit score is going up because your credit utilization is going down. So just by starting a business, we got an instant $300 to $600 in our take-home pay. We got an emergency fund going, we got an investment account going, and we're paying down debt. Because we're paying down debts, our credit scores are going up. Because our credit scores are going up, now we have even more leverage to call the insurance company and say, hey, I need you guys to adjust my rates because I got a better credit score. You got even more leverage to call your credit card companies and say, hey, I need you to reduce my interest rate because I got a better credit score. You guys tracking? Now, when you pay that first credit card off, what happens? The money that was going to that credit card company, that's like giving yourself yet another pay increase. So we're talking about your one income on your job turning into 5. So first, we started a business that brought in an extra $300 to $600, an instant increase in take-home pay. We start paying off debt, so the monies that we were sending to the debt companies is now coming back. That's our second income stream, right? Then because we paid off the debt, our credit scores went up. And because our credit scores went up, we were able to renegotiate our debts, causing our interest rates to go down. So now we're saving money that we were paying to these debtors. So that's another income stream that's coming back in the form of savings. Now watch this. Eventually, if you're serious about your business, you're going to start making money in business too. So now you got a fourth stream because now you got business income coming in. And what do we say the formula for building wealth is? Cash, asset, cash. You're going to take some of that business income and you're going to pour into your investments, and eventually your investments are going to grow to the size where they're kicking off cash too. Now that's a fifth stream of income from your one stream of income, because you shifted your mindset and started to understand that the way this game is played in America is the benefits go to the business owners, landowners, and investors. And what makes it fair is that anyone in this country can become a business owner, especially now with the power that's in this little device, your cell phone, and an internet connection. Take it seriously though. You got to work your business regularly. You got to be seriously attempting to make a profit, and you got to keep good records. Ladies and gentlemen, if that ain't game, I don't know what is. That's it for today. Until I talk to you guys on Monday, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.